Coming up next on This Week in Torrance, a prominent politician says goodbye to the South Bay. We'll give you the details on Jane Harman's departure from Congress.
Then the city's first new school of the 21st century gets closer to completion. We'll show you the progress of Hull Middle School.
And the country's new dietary guidelines are in. We'll explain why eating out is hard on your wallet and hard on your health.
Plus, this girl's determination inspires everyone she meets. We'll tell you why a fundraiser in her honor is bringing out the Torrance community. These stories and much more are just seconds away.
Your local news starts right now.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to This Week in Torrance. I'm Jin Chun.
And I'm Ben McCain. Thanks for joining us. Here are your top stories. A prominent South Bay politician is stepping out of the limelight. Democratic Representative Jane Harman is resigning from her seat in Congress. She'll soon be president and CEO of the Woodrow Wilson International Center for Scholars. The center is a hub for foreign and domestic policy research. Harman is set to begin her new job at the end of the month, but says she will remain accessible to Congress for a smooth transition. Harman's seat in the 36th District covers a wide stretch of L.A. County, from San Pedro to Venice, and her sudden departure has sparked a scramble of interest among potential candidates. An open seat is rare since House members serve an unlimited number of two-year terms. There is some speculation that a special election could take place in June.
Well, Ben, here are some highlights from the most recent City Council meeting. Thanks to the American Youth Soccer Organization and the U.S. American Ladies Soccer Organization, a city park will see some improvements. Council accepted a $20,000 donation for Columbia Park. The money will go to irrigation upgrades for the sports field, and work at the park could begin as early as February 14th. The Torrance Youth Council is donating $2,000 to the Torbots. The city's high school robotics team works every day, including weekends at South High School. They're gearing up for a state competition on February 22nd. The Centennial Committee has filed their quarterly report. Their first order of business has been organizing the kickoff event in November. The committee has also been reviewing event applications from local groups. These groups can be nonprofits, city organizations, and others with ideas on how to celebrate the city's 100th birthday. And the big Centennial kickoff event in November is starting to come together. So far, it includes a light show when at least 2,000 residents will gather at dusk and spell out something like Happy 100th Birthday Torrance. With donated Pelican flashlights, the Goodyear blimp will then fly overhead and photograph the gathering. Residents can look forward to a Harvest Festival picnic and parade as well. And the committee accepted $55,000 in donation for the Centennial celebration. Providence Health Services, ExxonMobil, and the Torrance Health Association are the latest donors. The Centennial Committee is still accepting event applications, so if you have a great way to say happy birthday Torrance, submit your application to the Centennial Committee. You can find applications on the city's website, that's torranceca.gov.
The confusion over the closing of a popular restaurant is now over. The Onami Seafood Buffet reopened their doors after they abruptly shut down for nearly a month. The restaurant originally closed to change ownership and for remodeling. And since this planned hiatus was not made public, it appeared to some that the restaurant had closed permanently. But as of last week, remodeling was complete and the Onami is once again open for business.
Well, future rock stars showed off their skills at the George Nakano Theater recently. Torrance-based production company Infinite Music Source hosted their second annual Check Out My Melody concert, and 7 acts had the chance to perform for a large audience of 150 attendees. Bands ranged in style from punk to R&B to even folk. Proceeds from the concert will go to music programs at Torrance and West High Schools and Madrona Middle School. The showcase hopes to promote young artists while helping them develop self-confidence and showmanship. For more information on next year's concert, go to checkoutmymelody.org.
And might L.A. County be getting bigger? In the wake of a major corruption scandal, the city of Vernon could lose its cityhood. Several politicians are suggesting Vernon be disincorporated and become part of L.A. County. Well, that may be easier said than done. Disincorporation requires a vote by residents. All 95 of Vernon's resident voters live in city-owned housing where they pay below market rent. And since that would probably change with annexation, some say these residents will do what they can to keep Vernon incorporated. Coming up, a Torrance school could be the model for all new school construction. We'll tell you why Hull Middle School will be so cutting edge.
That's coming up after the break. Now here's the current temperature outside.
The Asthma and Allergy Foundation of America has important information for the millions of people with asthma. You may not know there are two main causes of asthma symptoms: airway constriction you feel and inflammation you may not feel. Learn how to better manage your asthma by treating both main causes of asthma symptoms. Treating both causes can help prevent symptoms before they even start. And preventing symptoms could mean a smoother ride. For more information, go to asthma.com.
Across America, service learning is helping students improve their grades and their communities by connecting the classroom with community service. Working together, students solve real problems, build new skills, and apply their knowledge in a whole new way. Inside the classroom and out, service learning opens new doors and brings learning to life. Get your school involved. Visit learnandserve.gov to find out how.
When lending a helping hand to those struck by disaster, we often send help in the form of goods. But did you know how much money goes to the shipping and storage costs for just one of these? It could have been used to provide necessities such as clothing and shelter for so many more people in need of our help and love. The love helps. Send helpful love. Cash is best. For more information, visit www.cidi.org.
After being displaced for years, Hull Middle School students will soon have a permanent home. Reporter Leah Uko gives us a glimpse of the first new Torrance school of the 21st century.
Don Lee and other school board members are on the construction site for the brand new Hull Middle School.
It's really the spirit of Torrance that they get together, they identify a problem, and they turn around and they solve it.
That problem was the old Hull Middle School. The school closed in 2006. Since then, it's been part of the Sam Levy adult campus, but the school board, parents, and students will soon witness its return home.
This is really something about the whole community, and I think really the whole community should take ownership in it.
Part of the solution is the school's effort to go green. Every building has these solar chimneys. They pull cool air up and create a circulation draft of natural ventilation, an alternative to electricity. Superintendent Dr. George Mannon says the school has more simple green features as well.
We also are putting in plants which are native to California and will use very little water.
Hull will have the basics like rooms for woodshop, home ec, and science labs. Across the way are the school's amphitheaters, soccer fields, and gym, which will be encircled by a silicone track, all modern and state-of-the-art. This is all in hopes of facilitating higher learning in classrooms. The construction team will be pulling electrical, TV, and data wires through this bank of conduits to connect from the administration building to the classrooms.
It won't be just new on the outside. What's going to be really, really nice is on the inside.
More than nice, the school's principal, Barry Lafferty's vision for a wired classroom will soon be real.
Every classroom is going to have a smart board mounted, an LCD projector from the ceiling, and an Elmo, which is a device they use for document enlargement and those type of things. So, and the school will be Wi-Fi.
I asked him if the kids were excited about their new school.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
He says the parents are excited too.
They can't wait for our school to be on its spot that used to be back in 1969. That's where it belongs.
Besides educational growth, Barry Lafferty believes there will be growth in another area.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see some enrollment increase in the next year or two.
Until then, the school board is preparing for the current students' arrival this fall. For Torrance City Cable, I'm Leah Uko.
Thanks, Leah. For updates on Hull Middle School, go to TUSD.org.
If you love potato chips or frozen pizza, then you probably won't be happy with the new federal dietary guidelines. Reporter Amy Davis explains.
Sodium is a vital nutrient. It is an essential nutrient, but we need it in very small amounts.
But too much sodium is a problem in the American diet. Previous federal dietary guidelines allowed for 2,300 milligrams of sodium, equivalent to 1 teaspoon. New guidelines now suggest that Americans cut their salt intake by half. And while this is the most drastic change to a sodium recommendation in years, studies continue to show that salt plays a major role in diseases like diabetes and high blood pressure. And our regular consumption of processed food seems to be the culprit.
When you're eating out, typically restaurant-style foods are high in calories, high in fats, high in sugars, high in sodium. So you want to be careful.
Prepackaged food items in restaurant entrees often have triple the amount of salt a person needs in a day. Chefs suggest being conscious of your salt intake by following these suggestions. Double your vegetable and fruit intake. Whenever possible, substitute herbs and vegetables for salt and avoid processed deli meats. Try to limit how often you eat in restaurants, and when dining out, research the sodium content of specific entrees. Read nutrition labels on all packaged food, especially reduced sodium products. Those can often contain high amounts of sodium. Replace sugary beverages with water, and if you can't give up your favorite can of soda, try doubling your water intake instead.
If we can keep it to anywhere around 2,300 milligrams or lower for most adults, it's great. If you can cut back to 1,500 milligrams, you can't go wrong.
These latest nutritional guidelines are aimed specifically at Americans 51 years and older, all African Americans, and those with heart disease, diabetes, or high blood pressure. For Torrance City Cable, I'm Amy Davis.
Thank you, Amy. The Dietary Guidelines for Americans has been published every 5 years since 1980 by the Department of Health and Human Services and the Department of Agriculture. These guidelines provide advice on how to create good dietary habits. For more information, go to health.gov. Coming up, a Torrance resident is fighting a tough battle, but she's facing it with the community's support.
We'll bring you her brave story after the break. Now here's your 5-day forecast.
It's easy to gain a little weight without really noticing. The same is true for your pets. Just a couple of extra pounds on them can lead to diabetes, arthritis, and heart disease. Visiting your veterinarian is the best way to help your pets live long, healthy lives. Go to petfit.com to learn more, because a little extra weight is a big problem.
What are you doing, dear? My finances. Every week I divide my allowance. Some to spend, some to charity. But the first thing I do is set aside 10% to save for my future.
That's awfully grown up. Did you learn that in school?
No, Dad taught me. He said if you want something tomorrow, you have to save today. Dad's saving for retirement. I'm saving for a new bike.
Choose to save. To learn how to get started, get your free Power to Choose brochure.
He's a smart man, your father.
Every day, thousands of people are diagnosed with macular degeneration, a disabling eye disease that leads to severe vision loss. As a scientist conducting research for the American Health Assistance Foundation, I want you to know that there is hope that a cure and new treatments for macular degeneration will soon be found, but only if we can continue our groundbreaking research. Learn about my research. Call 1-800-437-2423 or visit ahaf.org for free publications on eye disease.
If you like searching for collectibles, furniture, clothing, and art, then come to the Torrance Women's Club annual rummage sale. The sale takes place on Saturday, March 5th from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Women's Club in downtown Torrance. Proceeds from the sale will support the club's many philanthropic efforts. For more information, call 310-533-9116. The team at the Sports Desk is back with the best in high school and college sports.
Let's go out to anchor Bonnie Prickett for a preview of their upcoming show. Bonnie?
Hi, y'all over there at This Week in Torrance. We have a lot in store for you on the Sports Desk. We cover girls basketball. The North and South boys soccer teams meet up to help determine the Pioneer League leader and Pioneer League wrestling finals. You got to check it out. We're on every day at 4 and 9:30, and we'll see you next week.
Hey, thanks, Bonnie. And finally, this Torrance resident has faced more challenges in her short life than many of us ever will. Reporter Amy Davis introduces us to Cookie, a girl with the whole community behind her.
In many ways, Cookie Sheehy is your average girl. She's outgoing, loves to swim and play games with her little brother.
We like to play Legos. We're really avid Lego builders.
But in many ways, Cookie is far from ordinary. Already 14, she's battled leukemia for most of her life, and now she has been diagnosed with skin cancer.
We're pros at leukemia. Throw leukemia at us any day. We know what to do, how to handle it, what to expect, but we have to re-educate ourselves now with this new cancer. She has what's called Merkel cell carcinoma.
Merkel cell carcinoma is one of the rarest skin cancers known today. In fact, it's so unheard of in American children, her doctors are baffled by how she got it.
It's rare and deadly, and it normally happens or occurs with grown men, elderly, 65 or older, and typically from Australia.
Cookie was first diagnosed with leukemia when she was 2 years old. She has relapsed several times, but for the past 4 years, she has been in steady remission. The last thing the family thought they'd have to worry about was skin cancer.
We were concerned about it. We went to a dermatologist and they looked at it and they said, yeah, it looks like it might be a mole and not to worry too much about it. And I'd say a month later, it got bigger and bigger, and so we had it removed and they sent it out have it tested, and they found out that it was Merkel cell carcinoma.
Cookie will be undergoing radiation treatment at UCLA Medical Center for the next 5 weeks. She is the only child to have ever been treated at UCLA for this type of cancer, but Cookie is ready to fight.
I've come to terms that it's here and I have to fight it and I will get over it. It's just another rock in the road and I'm going to saw my way through it.
It's a very unique and sad and wonderful story, all rolled up into this 14-and-a-half-year-old girl that is, the most unique individual I have ever met.
The Sheehys are one close family. The children's grandmother has lived with them for the past 15 years.
I'm kind of the back scene, and Parker and I take care of business here at home.
Since Cookie has been sick most of her life, she has only been to school a handful of times, but the short time she spent at Fern Elementary School in Torrance made an impact.
I think for that family to see that it's just not a school, it's an entire community that really wants Cookie to get better.
To help with the family's medical expenses, Fern Elementary and other donors are having a yard sale.
The yard sale on February 19th will go only to Cookie. All proceeds will go to that family that is in so need of our help.
Organizers have already managed to get several businesses involved in the event. Some have either already donated money or volunteered their services.
We have a company that's donated 200 cookies that we will sell cookies for Cookie.
I lost my sister to cancer 2 years ago, so anytime I can donate to cancer, I'm right there.
Although the circumstances are unfortunate, the Sheehys say they are touched by the support of the community.
I feel very grateful and very honored and very special that the community thinks that this is such a big cause and is coming together for me, and that's really cool.
With Torrance City Cable, I'm Amy Davis.
And if you'd like to help Cookie Sheehy and her family, come out to their fundraiser on Saturday, February 19th at Fern Elementary All proceeds from the yard sale will go to the Sheehy family. For more information, contact Kathy Wilson at 310-530-5556. And that's going to do it for us on This Week in Torrance. I'm Ben McCain.
And I'm Jin Chun. If you've missed any portion of our show, you can catch us again at 11 a.m. and 6 p.m. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.